Good evening and welcome to Real Estate with Bimpe. I'm here with you once again. My name is Bimpe Ariola. I'm the real estate consultant who is here with you every Tuesday and every Saturday where we discuss everything real estate. In recent weeks, we have been talking about real estate title documents, the documents you find in real estate transactions when you say what kind of title does this document have, the documents they'll present to you. Today we are talking about one uncommon document, but you see it every once in a while in real estate transactions, and it's a deed of mortgage. I know when you hear deed of mortgage, your mind goes off, but calm down. You are going to be hearing from an expert. I brought somebody here again today who does a lot of mortgages. She does perfection. She helps people buy properties that have mortgages. You say, can you buy property that has mortgage on it? Listen to her when she talks. Her name is Mojisola Ayavga. She's a lawyer and she's been practicing for almost 30 years now, and she has a world of experience with mortgages. Hear what she has to say. At the end of the day, I'll come back to you. Take care.
A mortgage is an agreement between an individual and a lender that gives the lender the right to take your property. Oftentimes, a lot of people have property and they have financial need. They're not aware that they're sitting on top of money. If you have a property, endeavor to have it registered. When it's registered, you can approach any bank or financial institution to access a loan, and your property will be taken as a collateral for that purpose. Now, once that relationship is established, then the bank prepares a mortgage deed and it's sent to the lawyer, who will ensure it's registered with the respective authority. Oftentimes, a lot of people do not know that you can have money with your assets. It can be property, it could actually also be machineries. You can use both to access loans. Sometimes you want to buy a machinery. You can actually reach towards your bank if you've had a good relationship, and your bank will finance it and mortgage it. So you're paying over a period of time. Or you can use your property if it is properly documented with the state, that is, you've done perfection with the state. You can use it to get some form of financial assistance from the bank. Really, a business person has several ways you can have financial assistance. What makes a mortgage a tripartite mortgage is where the owner of the asset is not the one taking the loan. So in drafting the mortgage deed, the bank will ensure that the surety, now that's the owner of the asset, is brought in with the borrower and then the bank, so that everybody is accountable to the bank. Now, or you could have direct mortgage, whereby it's just the bank and you, or whereby you buy a property in the name of your company. You don't need to have a tripartite agreement for that. It just goes in the name of the company straight away. But where the asset is in your personal name and you want to take a mortgage for your company, then it's going to be tripartite, because the bank does not know you in your personal capacity, or this transaction is not done in your personal capacity. And sometimes children take their parents' assets to take a loan. If your father has assets and you think you can use it to be a leverage for yourself, why not if not? However, we must also realize that some children will forge their parents' signature. So if you're a parent, it's advisable that you keep your documents safe. I remember a client called me one day and says he was called that because he's a top notch in the society, his property was taken to some person for a loan, an individual for a loan, and his property was going to be used as the collateral. He called me and says, look, here I am in Victoria Island, and some person is using my document somewhere else, and my document is in my house. What do? I said, let's place a caution. You place a caution on your title so that nobody can deal with that property without you or your consent being sought. That is where you think your document has gone out, or someone is in a position that can use your document to do something fraudulent. A caution is registered with your state land registry upon the title. No bank, no lender will do transaction with you without checking the document, the state or status of the document at the land registry. A caution is just more like the name it stands for. Beware, something is on this property. Just beware. It's telling you, do your due diligence. In situations where you want to buy a property and you find out that it is being mortgaged, you can still buy, provided the mortgage and the interest is not more than what you're paying. When you have a mortgage and you will need to buy a property that is mortgaged, let the seller get a letter from the bank stating the current value of the loan, because interest will have accrued on the loan. Thereby, you are able to now negotiate, if need be, on same with the bank. But one thing that is important is when you need to pay off the bank, deal with the bank directly. And why I'm saying that is I had a case. My client bought a property. We were not aware it was mortgaged. They just told us, oh, the certificate is somewhere. And for us to buy, I said, we can buy, no problem. But when I insisted on seeing the certificate, that was when the story now came out. Yes, we gave my son-in-law the title to get a mortgage. So that's the tripartite mortgage I spoke earlier about. Nothing still deters me from buying. And so I said, we can buy, provided you get in touch with the bank. Let us know how much that loan has accrued to. Liaise with the bank, see if you can get any discount or whatever. Whatever the bank writes, we wrote that check from my client's account to the bank. We didn't give the money to the seller. And ask me why? That's a link. That's a transactional link to the sale. We wrote the check to the bank. I collected the title document from the bank and gave the balance to the seller. Secondly, another incident. I was going to buy a property for my client. I did my search. It wasn't conclusive because on the face of it, everything looks okay. But in search, on the document, they wrote a number that showed there is a subsequent transaction. But you know how it is with client, they want it now. I couldn't lay my hands on that subsequent transaction. So I said, all right, made the bank draft. Then we used to do bank draft, did the bank draft. And we went to see this guy. And I said, until I see the certificate, I can't drop my bank draft. That was when he said, the certificate is with the bank. Is it for safekeeping? He said, yes, for safekeeping. When the bank brought up the title document, it was a charged document that he brought. One, he never told us that he had mortgage on it. And so when I conducted the search, I could see the title document. But you know, land certificates, ordinarily it will state that a mortgage has been registered, a charge has been created on the land certificate. There was nothing like that. There was nothing like that. But there was a number that showed the subsequent transaction on the at the survey office. While we were going, he now told me, oh, actually, he took a loan, and that we're buying the property, I think it was for 45 million. He said he took a loan, so that property formed one of the assets he used for the loan. I said, all right, we will still buy it. That won't deter us. We can buy it. I said, how much is the loan? He said it's about 150 million. And that, so I told him, I said, see, we can actually write the bank they're frustrating your transaction. And then he turns around and tells me, actually, you want to do it like that because he has actually requested for an upgrade of his loan to 300 million. Told me, oh, when he finishes building the property, he could use my services, you know, as a lawyer, you know. So I didn't allow that to, you know, make me lose or take my eyes off the ball. Now seeing the document that was brought showed that it was a registered charge on that certificate. And I told my client, I said, see, somebody has a loan of 150 million. The property you are buying is 45 million. The bank will not break that loan because of that 45 million. He will be required to bring another document, another land, because the bank has to secure it. Their money, it's not their money, it's shareholders' money. They have to secure it. And that's why it's a form of security. But you see, you have to be careful when you're buying a mortgage property. The seller has to be truthful, and you, the buyer, you have to do your own due diligence. So where the bank is forced to sell, yes, you lose assets, but if they sell at a price more than what you are owing, they give you the balance. If it's not up to, you'll still be called on to come and pay the differential. But in practice, what I've seen that usually happens is most times no banks want to break relationship with clients, with their customers. They don't want to do that. But once people are owing, they run away. When you run away, interest is accruing. If you have a mortgage and your mortgage is, you're having difficulty, reach out to your bank, your account officer, or reach out to the legal department. We're all human beings. They will listen to you and tell you ways that it can be easier for you. But in practice, what people do is when they're even calling you, you will not pick their calls, you will avoid relationship with them, then they are left with nothing than to crystallize that mortgage and sell the property. Registering a legal mortgage, you're just saying the same thing, which is you are putting the lender into the place of current owner. So that is perfection. Like typical of any transaction that has to do with land. This is when you're talking of land. Remember, mortgage can be on movable objects as well. It could be on your car, it could be on the machinery in the company and stuff like that. But where it is on land, the governor must consent to it, because every land in a state belongs to the governor. What we're saying is that deed of mortgage, if registered, is a legal title. If it's not registered, it affords the lender equitable rights, which is recognized also in law. It's only that you would have to get to court to now enforce your rights. But a legal title, a legal mortgage, if well drafted, you don't have to go to court. So you can deal. I mean, if you need to buy a property that has legal mortgage, just make sure you're dealing with the right people, being the actual lender, and knowing that the amount the borrower said is at stake might have increased because of interest. So you need to get back to the lender to find out the actual amount that is existing against that property before you purchase.
I hope you enjoyed that interview and that storytelling time with Mojisola Ayavga of Zion Chambers. Now, if you have any questions, you could drop them in the comment section. I'll forward them to her and she will answer them for you. Alternatively, she's willing to give my subscribers and those who watch this video 30 minutes free consultation. The link to chat with her and get 30 minutes telephone call free consultation will be in the comment section. You can chat her up and then you guys can book an appointment where you can talk to her and ask her whatever it is, but it's just 30 minutes. If you have not liked this video, I'm sure you got value. If you got some value for it, or you found it interesting, or you found the stories relevant for your real estate business, please like the video and share. Mortgages are a bit complex. You might want to share because these issues don't come up too often, and we run away when we hear mortgages. Please share the video with your investing partners, with your friends, with your loved ones, so you can be on the same page information-wise when it comes to real estate, so they don't compromise your investments and you don't compromise theirs. Do you understand what I'm saying? Meanwhile, are you subscribed to this channel? If you are not, kindly hit the subscription button right under to your right and subscribe to this channel. Till I come your way again next time with another video, remember I always say that I believe that real estate transactions remain one of the juiciest investments the world over, and especially in Nigeria. Take care and bye-bye.